On May 21st, we saw another core update, less than 2 months after the March update, which was completed on June 2nd. So this one ran simultaneously with Google I/O, which was deliberate. It specifically targeted the scaling problem of programmatic AI-generated web spam. The clearest signal in this update was which kind of sources Google now chooses to show more. So for instance, Reddit's share of the top 3 positions rose to 10.24% after May, and then 2 core updates in under 8 weeks made it a particularly difficult reporting period for agencies. Anything jump out to you around this time, Mike?
So I believe that this one and the next one are actually tied together. And, I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding of how algorithm updates roll out, because what they do is they have a variety of things that are happening. Like, it's not just one single thing that they're adjusting. So it can be a variety of teams that are all pushing something around the same time. And just like any other software company, they may roll components of it back, and they may further adjust certain components that came out. And so a lot of people in the SEO space love to talk about, this idea of what they call Mount AI, where you have this huge, hockey stick of growth because you're using generative AI content across, millions of pages, and then it peaks and then it drops off, right? That's not just a function of it being generative AI content, because Google cannot reliably detect generative AI content with reasonable confidence. Like, they have a lot of false negatives, lots of false positives. So they can't use that as a single signal to demote content. Instead, what they do is what they do across everything else. What they do is they're using user signals to indicate whether or not the content is good. So the reason why you see that spike, that hockey stick that I'm talking about, is because when Google sees new content, they compare it to existing content, and they have like a site quality score. And they're like, okay, well, this looks like this content, which we rate a 6. So let's make everything that we've just seen here a 6. And let's see how it performs. And so the thing about generative AI content is that users can tell. And so typically Gen AI content has high bounce rate, low time on site, which are, the equivalents of signals that are used in information retrieval to determine whether or not something is good, like whether or not it was a successful session. And so what I'm talking about here is this is a UX problem. It's not a problem of you've used a bunch of generative AI. It's a problem that you've slapped it on a website in a way that nobody wants to actually read it. They're not getting any value out of it. So my point here is I think that these 2 updates were them going after that more, and then them refining it a bit more as well.